Would you ever buy a car that required you to replace the whole car when something like the tires were too worn? Of course not. So why buy a sit harness that does not allow you to adjust or replace components when they are too worn for safe use? The Ergovation is a one-of-a-kind sit harness which allows users to alter the location of their work positioning D-rings for a custom-tailored fit and comfort like no other. This one-of-a-kind patented technology allows the users up to 8 inches or 20.3 centimeters of adjustment along the wings of the back pad. Once the back pad is properly sized on the user's pelvis, it is important to properly adjust the positioning D-rings along the back pad for optimized placement and comfort. Let's take a look at how this is done. Start by disassembling the sit harness down to the back pad, abdominal stabilizer, and long and short D-piece assembly. Next, secure the back pad on the user's pelvis utilizing only the abdominal stabilizer. Warning: the abdominal stabilization system is for support and comfort only. Be careful not to overtension the stabilizer to increase snugness of fit. When securing the Velcro of the abdominal stabilization system, tighten the abdominal muscles as if you were doing a crunch while in an upright standing position. Then, secure the hook side of the Velcro to the loop side. Be sure not to hold your breath when you fasten the Velcro, as this may cause over-tightening and discomfort when climbing. With the back pad on the user's pelvis, now temporarily secure the positioning D-rings to the back pad using the attached Velcro. When temporarily fastening the D-rings in place, they should be positioned mid-hip or slightly forward of the user's lateral hips. It is vitally important that this adjustment is made prior to use, as the location of the positioning D-rings along the back pad also affects the positioning of the suspension assembly on the user's pelvis. With the positioning D-rings temporarily fastened in place, they can now be secured together by threading the long D-piece assembly through the back pad as seen here. Once the webbing of the long D-piece has been threaded through the tailpiece of the back pad, the D-rings can then be secured together by threading the webbing of the long D-piece through the Y2 friction buckle of the short D-piece assembly. The excess webbing can then be threaded back through the tailpiece and trimmed to fit. Warning: be sure there is at least 2 stitch seams exiting the Y2 friction buckle of the short D-piece, as this ensures adequate length to safely secure the D-pieces together and not allow slippage back through the buckle. Less than 2 stitch seams, or 6 inches, is not considered adequate length, and the long D-piece should be replaced or readjusted prior to use. Once the proper stitch seam has been identified, the long D-piece can be trimmed to length just outside the stitch seam as seen here. Once the strap has been trimmed to fit, seal the ends of the webbing by applying heat from a lighter or suitable heat source. Apply only enough heat to seal the ends of the webbing and be careful not to overheat or cause damage to any area other than the cut end of the webbing. If you have questions or concerns about the safe length of the D-piece assembly, consult with a competent person in this matter or contact Buckingham Manufacturing.